let's cross live then, shall we, to our political correspondent to get up to speed with what's happened today, Catherine Forster.
Is there a purge of the left going on? That seems to be, many people see, what's happening here. So the divisions that Sir Keir Starmer has managed to paper over within the Labour Party for a long, long time, really emerging today. Elsewhere, Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, talking at an event, was quizzed by somebody whose mother had died during COVID and he wasn't able to say goodbye to her. A difficult moment for him. Meanwhile, Sir Ed Davey, another day, another stunt. I think this one to top them all, going down that water slide wearing not terribly much. A picture that none of us can ever forget.
We'll never be able to unsee that image of Ed Davey zipping down that slide. I mean, how much more ridiculous can some of these stunts get? As I've said, we've got 35 days to go. We've already seen them zipping down hills on push bikes. Today, we've just seen the slip and slide. We've seen people falling off paddle boards. What are we going to get to by the time we're at 30-odd days? Probably some kind of naked pole dancing, I don't know, twister or something. Let's hope not. Look, other news as well. We've just been hearing it in the bulletin as well. We've had another defection. Kelvin Mackenzie from the Labour Party to the Tories. This is the MP Mark Logan. Who's he? I hear you cry at home. Well, he was the MP for Bolton North East. I have to say, he's not going to run in the next election, which always makes me think, well, what's the point in what you're doing? But I guess it's to galvanise support in his area for the Labour Party. He says it's about the change. He didn't like some of the approaches towards Gaza and all the rest of it. What do you make to that?
Well, he's clearly a chancer. I mean, he only had a majority, I think, of 378 anyway, so he was going to go the way of all fish in any event. It's impossible to work out why that would be in his interest, except in this respect. This battle over Dianne Abbot is a great win for Starmer, because I'm old enough to remember Michael Foot. I'm also young enough to remember Jeremy Corbyn. And the reason they went to the most enormous defeats is because they were of the left. They were of Dianne Abbot and others who are now being excluded from the Labour Party. The Tories should be very, very worried about Starmer effectively, despite claiming it's all hands off, it's a Labour NEC doing all this stuff, because what it is a signal to people, to voters, that actually you don't need to worry. There aren't any Michael Foots, there aren't any Corbyns, there aren't any Dianne Abbots in our party. They are ordinary technocratic kind of people, and that, by the way, is a worry, because the great thing.
Do you agree with them purging the likes of Dianne Abbot?
No, I'm a great look. I come on GB News. Why? Because it's one of the few places that would allow a speech of this variety to take place. So I believe in free speech. They should allow anybody on there. Why do I say that? One, because I believe in free speech, but actually I also believe politically that actually what Starmer is doing is very clever. And actually the Tories should be concerned about this going on in this manner. It's
not just Dianne Abbot, by the way. There's a few other people in the firing line at the moment, and perhaps rumoured to be even a few more as well. There was a potential hopeful candidate. Did you see this on the BBC last night? Let's take a look and then we'll discuss.
Like, how am I not allowed to talk about my experiences of Islamophobia and the double standards that I've seen and that we see with Dianne Abbot, for instance? I honestly, I'm just so shocked right now to be treated this badly after being such an active member of the party.
So that was Faiza Shaheen there. So she was hoping to be the candidate for Chingford. And we've got other people as well. Do you agree with the what many people are calling the purge happening in Labour?
Well, in respect to Dianne Abbot, I think the test will be, I think Tuesday today when the NEC have to decide. And lots of people are recognising the contribution Dianne's made. 37 years, I think it is, she's been an MP. First black woman to be elected to Parliament. I see no reason why she shouldn't be an MP. And, you know, the Labour Party should be a broad church. It's not a sect. And, you know, we always have the experience of people being parachuted in all parties just towards the day of the election. So that's nothing new. But I think, you know, Dianne Abbot deserves to be a candidate. She's she's had the disciplinary process she went through, so I think she'd continue to represent the people of her constituency very well.
And what do you think about some of the strange goings-on, to put it mildly? So you've had Keir Starmer, for example, very recently saying that it was still a disciplinary process that was ongoing, when actually it turns out it wasn't at all. That had finished pretty much in December. She'd done that online course, so that really wasn't true. So what do you think about the way it's been handled?
Well, it hasn't been handled well, that's for sure. But the test will be if Dianne is on the ballot paper for the Labour Party.
Do you think she will be?
I hope she will be. I see no reason why not. She's been through a disciplinary process. That's complete. In every other respect, she's been... don't forget, she was Shadow Home Secretary at one point. So she's quite a substantial politician.
Well, one of the interesting issues was Dianne Abbot was prepared to take the penalty on this, which is the suspension, and then she had to sit an anti-Semitic kind of teach-in to try and teach her not to say things against the Jews. Now, that lady from Newsnight, she claims, right, that first of all, she's being penalised, saying it's people of colour that are being thrown out. But the other point is that the NEC, the reason they gave her the biff is because she liked a tweet in which it contained an anti-Semitic trope, right? She now says, oh, I'm very sorry about that. What she's very sorry about that is that, in fact, the Labour NEC said, really, if you've got those views, we don't want you as our candidate. And I think that's a good thing.
Do you? I mean...
I'm not familiar with that case, so I can't really comment on it.
Yeah, and there's another one as well, isn't there? Lloyd Russell Moyle, he's had some complaints made against him dating back years ago. He's basically saying this is all some kind of ploy, vexatious claims to try and prevent him standing as a candidate, which he's disputing the fairness of that as well. So that's what I mean. This goes much broader.
Yeah, but Keir denies that, and Keir says it's an independent process.
Do you believe him?
I do. I don't see any reason why not. I think that the test is whether Dianne will be a candidate. I mean, there's no reason why she shouldn't be a candidate. And, I've been a Labour Party member under Labour leaders since the time of Jim Callaghan, it's a million years ago. And, he's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think he's doing a good job. And I think at the moment, with what's happening with the Tory party, I mean, I've never seen a party implode as much as this party. And so I think he should be confident in his people, that we should be a broad church, and I think there's no reason why Dianne can't be the candidate following the Tuesday NEC.
Yeah, and I've got to say that candidate there that we've just been showing, the lady from Newsnight, this is all about 14 tweets over a period of 10 years. So that's what they're kind of pulling her up on. And this notion, you're saying, oh, well, if you've liked this tweet, then good. I mean... Come on, we all use social media, right?
True.
And the way that we use social media is, sometimes do we pay 100% attention to what we're doing all the time? I've lost count of the times I've got on my phone, for example, and I've got my little boy next to me chucking dinosaurs at me or whatever he's done. So, I mean, I'm not defending the tweet or the liking of this tweet, but what I'm saying is this notion that if you press like on a tweet, that's it, career over, get out. Do you think that's a bit much?
Well, look, I personally do. But the trouble is that if you start liking an anti-Semitic trope and you are an MP, right, or you are a potential candidate, you are over. That is over. We don't want that in our country. And if you start liking Islamophobic tweets, right, you are done for. So these people know what they're doing. That's their job. They are MPs. They know don't bother.
I mean, I understand the point, and anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, absolutely, is to be tackled and dealt with. But I do wonder sometimes the sad life of the people who have to go through these tweets, because I agree with you. I mean, I'm very self-conscious now when you like but sometimes you get tagged into something. And you don't know until a couple of hours later that somebody's tagged you into something. So when you're tagged into something, does that mean you're responsible for it? So it is a bit of it seems to me a bit of I don't think people have got to take actions, particularly when you're an MP. But I do wonder sometimes, I mean, it's pretty sad when someone's got to troll through all the tweets.
Can I just
But remember
that
that lady. Oh, my,
I was about to say, if someone went through your tweets.
Oh no!
Kelvin,
By all means, go through my tweets, right? But I'm not running for public office.
Would you be happy to be cancelled from whatever roles it is that you're involved in
happened to me
because of what you've tweeted?
Yeah. Well, if somebody felt, GB News or somebody like that, or somebody else felt, Sky News, I went on there a few months ago, and I attacked the Qatari ambassador for sending $500 million a year to Hamas, right? At that, boom, Sky News threw me off. Look, it's just you either have your views or you don't have your views. She's chosen to have her views. She is running for public office. It's for the Labour Party to decide whether they want her in or not. I think they're being very clever. If they look as though they're clearing out the stable, well, I think that is a powerful message to voters, and will keep them in office.
Kelvin, you're very quick on what should and be on. Well, famously, you didn't check a headline, did you?
I did. I wrote the headline.
Yeah, well, you wrote that headline and subsequently...
Yeah, and I paid a price for it.
Yeah,
and
but I mean, that was a
price.
Newspaper. That wasn't just a tweet when you accused...
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I've never objected to it.
Well, I'm not. I'm not with that headline. I thought it was terrible. But the point being, we all do things that, are wrong and out of step. Take the point about, no time for anti-Semitism, no time for Islamophobia. As to whether there's a purge, I mean, it sounds very dramatic, but the test will be Dianne. I mean, and she's gathering support by the day.
Well, let's see what happens. Tell me what you think to this notion. And by the way, I'm not defending what anyone did or didn't like or whatever on Twitter. That's their business. What I'm suggesting is, and what I'm probing, I guess, and putting to you guys is, what other walk of life where every single sentence that you've said or emotion that you've displayed or whatever follows you around ad infinitum, and then you get kind of hoisted by the petards